Last week, two nonprofit organizations and a group of individuals filed a petition for writ of mandamus in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit in the parole-in-place litigation. A petition for writ of mandamus is basically a lawsuit asking a higher court to order a lower court to fulfill its duties or correct an abuse of discretion. In this lawsuit, the petitioners are arguing that the district court incorrectly issued an administrative stay when the judge should have made the full analysis in determining whether or not a preliminary injunction should have been issued. This is a really good argument because in order to issue a preliminary injunction, a district court judge has to go through various factors in making that decision, including analyzing whether or not the state of Texas even had standing to bring this lawsuit. Well, the judge didn't do that in this case. In this case, instead, he bystepped the requirements of the preliminary injunction by issuing an administrative stay and then just kept extending it. So what the petitioners are arguing is that's illegal. If he wants to issue a preliminary injunction, he needs to do the full analysis, including, at a minimum, the issue of whether or not the state of Texas was even allowed to bring this lawsuit. At the same time, the petitioners filed an emergency motion to stay the stay with the Court of Appeals. Basically, they're asking the Court of Appeals to unpause the illegally issued stay by the district court judge. I understand that people are feeling really frustrated and demoralized by the back and forth, but the thing is, this is actually pretty normal for immigration litigation. Immigration litigation is always going to be politically charged because immigration law is politically charged in this country. It's not realistic to have expected that there would be no litigation around parole in place. We knew that right from the get, which is why so many of us started filing applications as soon as the application process opened. For those that were following immigration law during the Trump administration, this was happening every week. Every Friday at 5 o'clock Pacific, like clockwork, a new policy would drop, a new lawsuit would be filed, a new law would come into effect, and we were always scrambling to keep up with all the changes and the various litigation that was happening across the country. Unfortunately, immigration law is always going to be a charged topic, and as long as brown people are getting legal status in this country, the state of Texas is going to keep challenging every immigration policy that comes out, as they've been doing, not just with parole in place. The petitioners have asked the Court of Appeals to issue a decision on the emergency motion by Thursday, or they're taking it up to Supreme Court. So as always, stay hopeful and let's see what happens.